It's not spread out properly.
You're just like in a hoodie with your hair up with red lipstick on.
It's not red.
Auburn.
It's subtle.
It's a nude lip.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's perfect. It couldn't be more perfect. It's perfect, I say.
A lot of lipsticks.
A beautiful lip.
Beautiful lips. You know what I mean?
Okay, ready?
Welcome in to the Out of a Mind podcast. I am here. This is Bella speaking, and I have my co-host,
Nikki.
What up, team? Okay. So this is going to be a fiery freaking wake-up call. That's what this is. It's a loving kick up the ass of... Sorry, it's so aggressive.
No, but it is. It really is.
It is. Okay.
It is, to be real.
So to drop you in immediately, the other night at 3 a.m, when we got back from dinner, we got back from dinner hours before, and then we were hanging out in the living room late night, me, Nikki, and Milan, my partner, and we were having some really beautiful conversations. And Milan asked us a question that was just beautiful and an incredible way to basically zero in on what really matters in life, what you actually desire. And we want to share this question with you as a way to just get that reminder and wake up call and kind of give you the necessary... The word course correction is coming to my mind, but it's not that you're on the wrong course. It is just this way to tighten the sails a little bit and point a little bit more closer to where you are wanting to go in a way that will end up creating the life that you want. And the reason that you want to ask yourself this question is because in day-to-day and week-to-week life, we sometimes just get a little lost in the sauce. And we become one with the sauce. And you want to be able to properly see what really matters and then be able to move in the direction of that thing and shed all of the bull crap that does not actually matter. And it's important to feel this fire of the message because sometimes you want an urgency of a reminder. And it's the paradox of knowing that you have all the time in the world, you're in the right place, you are on time, right? And you have a limited, so to speak, timeline in this current physical incarnation. And it's not a lack mindset. It is really a getting real about what do you want, what is most important to you, and are you ready to freaking claim it and do it? So if you want to add anything before we kind of like do a mini drop in to like pose this question to each other and to you as you listen, and then we can kind of continue to speak what is coming through our channels of what wants to be said in regards to this topic.
No, let's send it.
Good, send it? Okay. So I just want to drop us in really quickly for literally 3 to 5 minutes I invite you to close your eyes if you are able to, wherever you're listening. Also, you can just listen to this and not necessarily do it as we speak. Something will come to mind anyway, but you can use this as like a mini meditation, if you will. So just closing the eyes, if that feels comfortable. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and out the mouth. Sealing the lips and just breathing in and out of the nose. And transport yourself through time and space to the moment of the closing of this chapter of this life, where you are about to take your last breath and you are soon going to transition over to the other side and you look around at your life and you have the biggest smile on your face and you see all around you through the people, where you live, through your memories, through the entire flashing moment of the present, all the things that you have done and created in your life. And so the question is, why are you smiling? What is making you so happy and fulfilled at this point when you are about to close your eyes for the final time and you feel so complete? There's not one regret. There is just a full heart of gratitude and memories and people and all the things you have created. So the question you ask yourself, and you try to answer in the most succinct way possible, 1 to 2 sentences. What is it that you created and experienced and did in your life that made you feel complete and happy? And let that answer land. Allow your intuition to guide you, being in that seat of your oldest self, the you that has gone through it all, done it all, has it all. What made that life remarkable to you? That's the question that me, Nikki, and Milan talked through. And we found it so focusing, and I'd love to share. We can each share what that answer is for each of us and sort of the developing thoughts that came after that and the clarity it has provided. You want to go first?
Yeah. So for me, it's a few things. It's living a life that's aligned with this passion, this purpose, this mission that feels so activated in my heart. And we spoke a little bit about this, not a little bit, a lot about this on Saturday night when we were talking on the couch about just, we forget how limitless we are and how powerful we are because we're kind of put through this system where we're stripped of the knowledge of how much beauty we can create and how much freedom we have. And I feel like a big part of my purpose is to remind people of the power that they hold within to activate a life of alignment and freedom and just happiness and peace. And when I think about me being on my deathbed, looking back on my life, I would feel so at peace if I was the walking embodiment of what it means to live freely and in your power and to not let, I don't even know if I want to point to anyone or victimize myself or anyone, but to not let powers dictate where you take your life and to fully remember how freaking in control you are. And you have one freaking life in this particular meat suit that you get to send it on with anything that you wish. And when I look back at my life from that point of view, if I just lived every day remembering that without forgetting it and straying off and doing something that wasn't actually aligned with me, I would feel so at peace. And this theme of freedom really comes up for me because I feel like you and I and our partners, it's like we have this vision of our future that circulates around purpose and mission, but also the more you lean into that, the more you access deeper levels of like freedom, which I think we can all access at any given moment, but like the representation of that being reflected in your reality just gets more and more prominent and obvious to you, whether it be maybe not working for a corporation that you absolutely do not align with. And maybe the next level of that is like not living in an insane city that you don't actually like living in and paying $5,000 a month for rent in a studio apartment to live in a place that doesn't even make you happy because you think you need to work there. Maybe it's moving to a state or moving home with your parents while you figure shit out. Like the freedom to just take yourself out of the things you think you need to do.
Yeah.
And that type of freedom, when you have the willingness to lean up against those edges and to push out of what society is telling you you should do, and you pave your own freaking path, like Peter and I going off and investing in these Airbnb properties and like setting ourselves up for freaking freedom. Like having that ability, when I reflect back on that POV of being on my deathbed and I reflect back to my life, all I saw was like kids running around in this field, like our children. And I saw us visiting my family like very easily, and it not having to be a worry, and spending time with all the cousins together, and Peter and I like living a life where we travel with our family and we have the freedom to do that, and we're not restrained by anything. And we create a life that is a perfect representation of continuously freeing ourselves from the chains of these, it's an illusion, but like these chains of society. And I definitely see us in Europe. I see us with a lot of land, potentially maybe like a farm style of having some animals. I see Nala running around, and I just see like family. I see us homeschooling our children. I see us being a representation and example for our children to like go pursue your own life of freedom and your own dreams and your own artistic and creative abilities, and letting them then pass down that, like being the example, the legacy of like standing in your power. And if I successfully show my kids what it means to be a person who knows their power to create a life that feels limitless to them and expansive and exciting and free, I have done my fucking job. Like that, like my purpose and mission is so activated to help other people do that. But when I think about it with my own kids, it's like a next level, like, okay, check, we're good. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what comes to mind for me.
Yeah. I think what I want to point out too is what's as important as what is in your life is what is not there. And that is things like the freaking bullshit of drama and energy leaks and things and people and places that just are not making you feel good. And it's at the end of your life that you have the retrospect and the perspective to see how insignificant and how much of a waste of time it is to entertain those things now. And that's the other thing that really hit me when I, shared this the other night, and I'll share in a second what comes up for me. But it is that huge big picture reminder that makes it a lot easier to not, and I know I'm saying waste time, and that could be like, argued, but you know what I mean in this conversation. Like I'm using that term because it means the right thing for people and
like don't waste any more time.
Yeah, to not waste any more time, but to also just see with such clarity like your most valuable resources of time and energy and how precious they are. And that if it is not helping you access and be in this mode of freedom and empowerment and creating the life of your dreams, like this is just where I like, if I had advice for my college self, right? And like just at every level, and this is what we see as outsiders to other people's lives. And this is why this episode serves as this reminder of like, I would look back at my college self and I'd be like, stop wasting time on people who literally do not care about you, and that's its own thing. Let them be whatever. But like, stop looking to them for validation and having a friend group. And it's like, I went through it, divine timing, all of that. And it's like my oldest self that has finished life would tell me and remind me now of like, cut the fat off of life that is just not necessary, not serving you, and doesn't serve your end goal of the person that you want to be and the things that you want to create. So sometimes this is like the vital kick in the ass that we need, is to remember of like when we're in that moment and we're playing into victimhood and we're like playing in the drama of our friends and she said this and she said that, of like,
Doesn't matter.
it does not freaking matter. It does not matter. And like we know when these things are here to serve us. They're here to be a mirror, to help us heal something, to shift a subconscious belief, to remember our power, right? Like those things are still very real, but there are in fact things in life that I think we're all entertaining to a certain degree, that it could be as simple as just being like, literally, F this, I'm out. I'm going to take my energy in different places. And I think what I believe is just with whoever's listening to this episode, and whenever you find this message, of just take that sort of like urgency as a meaning of like, that's how powerful you are, that you get to shift and create in whatever way you want at any moment, and just focus in on the shit that matters to you. And this like connects to something we talk about all the time, of like not waiting to take action on your dreams, and to not wait for self-doubt to go away, and to again be like, what would my highest self at the end of her life want me to do today so that she feels like she lived a good life? She will be like, bitch, do the freaking thing. Like, you can do it. Take the action, start the thing, call that person, go on the date, like break up with this friend. Like, come on, you can do it. And that's like the fire that keeps you going and that stops you from delaying, you know, and pretending that you can't do it.
Yeah.
So it's just an ability to burn down that illusion. And I get really fired up by that, because it's like, if I have this vision, this grand vision of, I see myself similar with a big family and like multiple generations of incredible people, incredible kids, and like who grow into adults that are so empowered, and they're emotionally intelligent, and they're like, you know, they just are able to actualize their dreams and contribute to society and help other people, and they're talented and they have fun and they are so family oriented. Like, that fires me up, because then it's like, okay, I'm going to do everything I can today to build that environment that I can raise that family in. And that's where Milan and I get really serious about, like, if we want to live this type of life with our family, like, what do we do today to do that? How do we do that? How do we remember that this is what really matters? Maybe it reminds the both of us to like freaking take time off of work and take the damn vacation to be with our parents. Like, our parents aren't going to be around forever. They're both like, this is something that Milan said that really hit me, of like, it's not just the future in front of us, it's the people, quote unquote, in our past, like our parents and that generation, and letting them access that abundance and be a part of building our future. And that just like really helps me to zero in on like, what do I really care about, and what is just, I just don't have the time and energy for. Like, it doesn't match me. Bada bing, bada boom, done.
Bye-bye.
Like, I'm gonna bye.
Bye-bye. You're done.
You're done. But truly,
You're done.
You're done. Dang.
No, you're done.
And yeah, just like, there's the serious element to it, but then it's also like the reminder to freaking have fun. And it's like, I was alluding to, you know, my
But
vision
what you're
of,
putting your energy towards should be the fun shit.
Exactly, because you care about it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like if I have a vision of, you know, it's like there's the family vision of the life I create and the mother that I am and like the grandma that I end up being. And then there's, you know, the purpose and fulfillment and work and career of like not freaking playing it small. And it's like, if my younger self always dreamed of being on a stage, you bet your freaking ass I'm going to get myself on a stage and do it for her and for elderly me that's can't walk anymore. Like, that's such good motivation, and it's also intrinsic AF. It's from in here because it matters to you and it's what your soul wants. And then you're like, I don't give a shit what somebody thinks or says about this. Like, I know what I'm doing and it's for me, myself, and I. And that is good motivation. That is healing. That is like, oh, I'm feeling doubt. Funny. Okay, I'm going to keep going anyway.
Right. Damn, it's wild though, because like our visions of what we're going to create with our families and how we both want to like build properties on our properties for like our parents to be able to live in and to come visit for like months at a time, and just like returning back to the roots of what actually matters. And I feel like I went through a whole phase of kind of like taking a step like just a step from like where I grew up and like needing that time to like heal and find myself and establish who I was outside of the family dynamic. But then it always kind of like circles back to like what actually matters. Like your family matters, the kids that your siblings will have, your siblings matter. Like having them all be able to live and like hang out with each other. I mean, not live. My kids probably won't live near my sister's kids just because we're probably going to be in Europe, but like living a lifestyle where like my sister's kids can come like stay with us for the whole freaking summer, and my sister can come and her husband can come and my parents can come, and just like, it's just wild that like we're planning this out so that this can be our reality. And like, you have to see the limitless possibilities of what can exist in order to even let your mind go here. Because like if you were to, it's funny too, because like when I was sitting in my cubicle back in 2017, I had this like inner knowing that like this wasn't going to be my life, and I was going to create a life where I was like aligned with a purpose and a mission, and I could see myself like creating content and like making my own money online and just doing my own thing. It's like this inner knowing I had. But then also it's like you see what's in front of you and you kind of can get lost in the sauce of thinking like, this is what you do. You go to this college, you get a job here. Like how many fucking accountants I knew that graduated the college that I went to, like every single person did the exact same roadmap to then go work at one of the big 4 accounting firms. And I was on that map. Like I was literally an accounting major. And then
you were going to be an accountant?
Yes. Yes. So
there's nothing wrong with accountants, by the way. This is just for you. It's not.
I don't seem like an accountant. I can't even do my own fucking taxes. Never mind someone else's. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Thank you, Peter, for always handling my taxes. No, we have an accountant, but Peter still like has to wrangle me, like send me your expenses, send me. Yeah, I was supposed to be a doctor. I was a bio major for like a semester or 2. And then I switched over into business school, and I was an accounting major, and then I eventually switched over to marketing.
Wow.
So I was lost in the fucking sauce throughout college. Like I had nothing resonated with me.
Right.
Like I was just like, yeah, sure. My mom was like, you should be a doctor. Okay, maybe be an accountant. And I'm like, okay, yes. I mean, she just wanted what was best for me, and like what that generation knows is the lawyer, the accountant, the doctor.
Totally.
And yeah, I probably would have done the exact same thing if I was a parent during that year, having a child in college.
Yeah.
But it just never really resonated with me. But the reason I say all this is because I was just having realizations. And oh, is that Milan? Just how fucking limitless we are. And like we live in a world where like, I'm not going to get all matrixy here, but like you forgot your fucking power. And now it's time to remember it. Yeah.
Exactly. There's kind of no better forcing function than meditating on your death, basically. Honestly, though, it's like this is what people do. It's a practice in like Buddhism, especially, is to, I mean, there's other reasons too of just like not being afraid of death, all of that. But there can also be for the purpose of honing in on what really matters, what you really care about, and adjusting the sails according to that, and to just give yourself a kick in the butt, because sometimes that's what you need to freaking get going and take life seriously while also having so much fun and remembering what it's all about. And I'm laughing. I'm thinking about the example of how I was telling you when I played pickleball. I get really hard on myself. And I have to zoom out and be like, yo, dude.
Chill.
It's going to be okay.
Chill.
Have fun. Be competitive. Fucking crush the competition. But also, like, relax. Okay? So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Is there anything else coming through?
I mean, I feel like just this is like my whole fucking mission in life, I feel like. Is to shake people up and be like, you fucking got this. Do not fall asleep at the wheel. Wake up. Wake the fuck up.
Get out of the sauce.
Clear the windshield. Clear it off. See clear. Your desires and your dreams, you're capable of them. Even if it takes you making a pivot to go somewhere that isn't maybe the most desirable. Like that's another thing that I want to talk about just a little bit, is like risk and sacrifice. the life that I'm currently living, like living in Arizona and really taking this time to like go in on my dreams and setting that foundation. And Peter and I are very much in a period of like setting foundations. And we moved out of LA. It wasn't really feeling aligned for us, but also like we're making sacrifices right now to get things right. And I do think the path of like going after your dreams, really aligning yourself with a life of freedom, there's risk and there's sacrifice that I don't think a lot of people think about. And then when they think about like, oh, a life of freedom, it's like, okay, yes, like all of it's freedom. It's like, no, there's like risk involved.
Right.
And that's why it is so fulfilling and why it leads to such deep levels of freedom, because you're risking whatever it is you're risking. Like
Right.
having the audacity to go after the option where it feels scary is probably going to be a very fulfilling path for you.
Totally.
So know that there's risk, and freedom does involve some sacrifice every once in a while, but it's like you'll know the difference between like good sacrifice and like you're sacrificing
because you should type of thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're thinking you need to sacrifice something because someone else is telling you to, like that's where you gotta course correct. The sacrifice should be coming from within within the own house, within your house.
Totally. Yeah. For some reason, the quote that says the magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding is coming to mind, more broadly to just say like there is magic though in like doing the hard thing, moving out of the city, shedding the friend group, you know, making the habit switch that feels painful because you identified with it for so long. But there is so much magic through it and on the other side of it. And that's where like it is a soul fulfilling type of quote unquote sacrifice, because at the end of the day, it's what you really desire and is going to feel good and create the reality that your highest, eldest at the end of your life self is going to really thank you for.
Yeah, I agree. One more thing. Information and educating yourself is like king. Because I'm thinking about, for example, with us investing in Airbnbs and doing this whole venture that we started a year ago, someone would look at that from the outside and be like, oh, you need money, you need this. No, you need to know how to work alone. Like you need
a bank loan.
You need to know how to go and apply for a loan. And then it's just like crazy. Once you have your first property, you can fucking put 5% down on your second one, which can literally range from $10,000 to freaking whatever it is. Like there is information out there that is here to assist you in your path to freedom. And I think a lot of people don't even understand that it's out there. And just before you make up a story about someone and what they're doing in their life as something impossible or out of reach, do your own research and align with the information that resonates with you. Because if you have a path to freedom or something that feels good for you with a vision in your life, there's information out there to help you. And reading what other people are doing and seeing the possibilities that exist for other people is going to expand you and educate you with the path on how to fulfill that.
Totally.
So
Expanders. I love that. Remember, Billie Eilish made her Grammy award-winning album in her childhood bedroom. Okay?
Did she?
Yes.
Wow.
Crazy? Yeah. Anything is possible.
And now look at her and her brother.
Slaying.
Yeah. And also like align with your freaking mission and purpose and have that be like the driving why, because it's very difficult to wake up every day and force yourself to do something when you don't have like a deeper why behind it. But hopefully this practice can allow you to hone in on what that why is.
Totally.
And then that can be like the energy that fuels you in your path.
Yes. I love it. That's beautiful. The closing thought that's coming to mind is surround yourself with people
who are also
doing that. And that's very essential, because you're adding unnecessary bricks to your backpack to surround yourself by people and places that are taking you out of that focus. And that's why like this friendship, the conversations we have daily, our community with this podcast is so essential, because you are not meant to do it alone, and community and your daily, just like quote unquote, like the positive programming of what's surrounding your day to day is influencing you. And so find and seek out those people, or at least begin by shedding the ones that don't align, because that will open up room to call in and create space for the aligned people who have that same like drive and clear focus of like going for their dreams, creating their reality, all the things.
So join the Omi's Oasis.
Ding. Slay. Okay. That was beautiful. Guys, thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this shorter episode. Definitely let us know if you're open to sharing what came through of that vision at the end of your life. We would love to hear it, because it's just inspiring, and also, you know, sharing it amplifies it. So yeah, let us know if you enjoyed this, like the episode, send it to a friend, subscribe if you're not already, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye.